Alright, I was thinking about not streaming today, and I decided to power through it. So bear with me. Okay. One thing, there are a few, like, quality of life things that I think would make this, that I think would make animating this a lot easier. That took a long time to stop. But for one of these, oh, I wasn't expecting to skip all of these. The fact that I have to continually press Q to progress through this animation is a little annoying. So if I can fix that... I actually could fix that if I could only... If the UI had a continue button here, so I could just keep clicking this, that would make that a lot simpler. And so I think I'm going to try doing that. That rasterization animation is smooth. Then that fragment shape, I wish I could have learned OpenGL this way. Okay, but I'm going to need a continue button. After that, I think it'd be nice to see the images associated with each of these steps at the same time. So if these could like, it could morph into or transform into an animation that showed all the steps at the same time, I think that would be really, that would highlight it really well. Although I'm sort of starting to get annoyed with the scene because I have to copy the data so much. And it's kind of slow. Okay, but I'm going to try to get a continue button in the GUI. And I don't think that should be super, super hard. When someone presses the Q button, it just goes to self.quit interaction equals true. Okay, and this is coming from the OpenGL, whatever's binding to the window. So maybe all I need to do is have a GUI element that sets quit interaction to true, and that's all. Hey, Aquabeam, what's going on? Okay, so I don't think that'd be super hard. It'd be a button just like this one, but with continue instead of rerun. Or continue callback. I can put... It's basically a quit. Or an exit, I think. Yeah. Not a rerun. So exit here, and then this is looking for either rerun or exit. Okay, so this I think will just work right now. So if it reads a token starting with exit. Why is it saying this isn't defined? Oh. Okay, so this will put an exit command on the queue. Now this is gonna read something that starts with exit. It'll join the keyboard thread. And then it'll just break, I guess. Then when it breaks, I guess it'll join the keyboard thread again. Wait, why does it... If the token starts with exit, then it joins the keyboard, and because it joined the keyboard, it doesn't need to do it a second time. Okay, so then it'll break. Break, come out here, it won't join the keyboard thread again, and then it'll stop the GUI. So I think this is fine. break, come out here, it won't join the keyboard thread again, and then it'll stop the GUI. So I think this is fine. But it won't be. Life's not that easy. Let's see. Alright, so now I have a continue button. I actually would have preferred if this button was next to the rerun. Okay, it's not doing anything, so that's great. Let's see. So it has this continue callback, which will come here. Okay. So it should be putting that exit on the stack. Why wouldn't that be happening? Does the rerun work? Oh, the rerun doesn't even work. Oh, that's a problem. Wait, I wonder if this even works. Yeah, I can't even select different scenes. Wait. It's doing the thing that I thought it was doing before. Well, change of plans. I'm probably not going to work on the tutorial now because I have to debug this. So if I press Q, then it will continue. Okay. If I save the file, then it will rerun. But if I use the rerun button on the GUI, no, it did work. Okay, so I guess the rerun button does work. Weird. Let's try to add the continue button again. Daryl Godin, what's going on? Alright, so let's try this again. Continue button doesn't do anything. And it's like adding the rerun button breaks everything. And that's like the only thing that breaks everything. Wait, I wonder if I try to rerun without using the continue button first? That will work. But if I press the continue button, everything thereafter is broken. Okay, so it is just a problem with the continue button. So now the question is, why is this broken? I know that it's placing the token on the queue because it's doing the same thing as the rerun callback, which does work. But when it pulls this off, exit GUI, it must be going here. Oh, and then the keyboard thread isn't... It must be because it's waiting on the keyboard thread to join, and so it's blocking. Can't I close the keyboard thread myself? Yeah, like this. So let me pull off the exit token. If not 2.0.ends with. So there is an exit keyboard. Exit keyboard. So the keyboard can exit itself. However, right now in this case, I'm not exiting with the keyboard, I'm exiting with the GUI. So I guess it's just the same thing, and I can... In this case, I don't call join on the file thread, meaning... No, I think that's fine, because if I continue from here, then I'm never going to use that file thread again, and I think I can do the same thing here. Okay, so now if it wasn't the keyboard that did this exit, I'll close the keyboard myself, join the keyboard thread, and then break. Okay. And then break. Okay. So now if I continue, perfect. Well, broke something. Oh, there's something left in the queue. And that actually, I think this makes sense. Because when the keyboard thread exits, it always... I think this is kind of a bug. When the keyboard thread exits... Here... It always puts an exit keyboard token on the stack. In the queue, I mean. And you know... I think that might actually be necessary. Because there's not a way to tell when I exit from IPython, there's not a way to tell if IPython exited itself or something else exited IPython. So I guess I'll keep that for now. And so I'll quit with the keyboard, I'll join the keyboard thread, and here I need to just pull something off the queue. So just remove exit keyboard. Guess I'll just have to do that manually. Okay, try this again. Right, so I can continue. Great, that's perfect. This is perfect. Look at it just doing what it's supposed to do. And the fade out, and then the becoming a real triangle. Great. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to want to fade all of these steps so that I can see all of them at the same time. So I'm going to bring this down here. Skip animation preview. Oh, whoops. Okay. And so now this should actually run until it stops. So let me do that. And just look at the state of the scene at the very end of it. Now, I can morph this step into the corner or whatever, but I'm going to need all of the steps there. So let me make a copy, I guess, of the label and the diagram for each step. So I guess I'll start from the beginning. I'll say diagrams. I have an OpenGL V group. And so here, you know, I really hope I can deep copy or copy or something. I hope that's something I can do. Here I'm going to say diagrams.add. I have to make a copy of something, so I just do the vertices diagram. And this will be the vertices label. And the vertices themselves. So that's that. I'm going to want to add a copy of this. And then at the very end here, let me try to add that copy. Copy. If I'm lucky, this will just paste it right on top. And it did, so that's great. That's what I wanted to do. Okay, so then I'm going to try to copy all of these for the other steps. So here the vertices label in the copy. And do that right before the interactive embed. So here, I'm going to get the vertex shader label. And I guess still the vertices. Copy this one in. Okay, and then to make this visible, well, I'll just save that for now. I'm gonna have to place these in somewhere that makes sense. Let me just remove everything. Yeah, because they're gonna stack on top of each other. Let me remove everything. And then I'm gonna want to shrink these down and then move them and then place them so that it makes sense. So I say diagrams. Do I have set scale or something like that? Let me look for OpenGL object or OpenGL object probably. Okay. So I have that. I'm gonna do diagrams.scale to like 0.5 or something. Then 4 each one. I don't even know if it makes sense to place them with a for loop. Maybe we should just say diagrams at 0. Dot move to, and I'll say left times 1 or -1 times right plus up, something like that. For the next one, I'll put this at 0 plus up. And I'll try to get probably 3 on the top, 3 on the middle, and the last one at the bottom. Oh, I spelled this wrong. Close. Guess I had to go further than that. Let me make this... yeah, -3 or something. Okay, but anyway, copying it worked. And I'm just going to keep doing this for the other diagrams. So here... great. It's in the primitives generation label. Like this. Copy that in. And this one, I'm gonna do +3, see how this looks. Okay, why? Why would the primitives... Oh, wrong indices. Okay, so hopefully that looks... Why would the primitives... Oh, wrong indices. Okay, so hopefully that looks the way I expect. So this one was rasterization. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Need more spacing. Although, hold on. Primitives generation should have a triangle. Here, what I want to save isn't the vertices. That should be the triangle. So let me do that. I'm also gonna space these out a bit more. So let me make this 4. Alright, probably a little higher. Maybe 2 times up. I'm gonna take this. This will be the rasterization. I'm just gonna replace all of this. Rasterization. Rasterization. And this needs the inside pixels. Alright. Do this. I'm gonna make these maybe 1.5 times up. And this one, I'm actually gonna move back to the side. And I just won't move this one up at all. Okay. So probably a little bit further up. Leave that one at 0, hopefully. Probably also space these out a bit more. .5 and 2, maybe that's good. Okay, that's rasterization. Now I'm gonna do the fragment shader. And this will be the same thing, I think. Where's the... Oh, there. I animated the inside pixels. Yes, that's what I wanted to do. Oh, but I have to place it somewhere. This one should be just the middle of the screen, I think. Should be like this, then these 3, and the next one, the blending step. I'll replace this. Same thing with the inside pixels. Actually, I could put a new line in between where I animate and where I save it to make this a little cleaner. Okay, that's probably a little cleaner. Then place this at 4.5. Okay, and it looks like it's gonna have to be a little higher up. I wonder if it's worth it to just move the coordinates of the triangle a little closer to each other. I won't try to do that yet. Right now, I'm going to try to get away with just shifting this up a little bit. I won't try to do that yet. Right now, I'm going to try to get away with just shifting this up a little bit. Yeah, I'll see how that looks. Just the way through blending, and the frame buffer is the last thing. So I'll do this. What I'm going to copy is the triangle. Add that, and now the last part. This will be in the middle of the screen. Well, not middle of the screen. This is going to be minus 2.5. So this is going to be shifted down. Let's see how this looks at the end. Okay, so I think that's decent. Maybe it's worth having the label a little closer to the diagrams. And maybe I can move them up and down just a tad. But not that much. It's going to make this look a lot nicer if I can animate that transition. So I think what I want to do is animate the triangle, the frame buffer triangle, into the one down here. So I just save this one more time, make sure they're placed well. Okay, I think that's fine. Let's just see the vertices to the vertex shader, primitives, rasterizing, fragment shader blending, etc. So I guess the outline of this triangle should probably be the same opacity as the rest of it. I'm doing set opacity. Is there a set fill opacity? Yeah, honestly, I don't even know how to edit all these objects. There's a set fill. So maybe what I want to do is set opacity and then I'll do set fill. Opacity equals 0.7. Gonna assume that's fine. And now, yeah, it didn't work. Whatever. Anyway, I need to come up with an animation for this instead of just removing and adding. So, yeah, let me do probably a move to target on the triangle. So what I'm gonna want to do is, I'm gonna stop right here. Not there, but here. Here. And now, I'm going to update the target on the triangle. So I'm going to do triangle.target equals the last diagram entry. And maybe I can just do a triangle.move to target. And maybe that'll just transform it into that. And if that does work, Then I can just fade in the rest of the diagram and that'll look decent. Well, that looked weird. What happened there?